success, growth, power, influence, wealth, abundance, mindset, vision, strategy, clarity, focus, energy, drive, motivation, inspiration, legacy, discipline, habits, consistency, leadership, confidence, potential, greatness, dreams, impact, achievement, excellence, balance, progress, transformation, purpose, destiny, fulfillment, determination, belief, desire, mastery, breakthrough, wisdom, future, elevation, freedom, ambition, momentum, resilience, adaptability, commitment, innovation, visionary, courage, passion, persistence, stability, direction, climb, rise, elevate, thrive, master, peak, summit, path, growth, influence, limitless, abundance, riches, prosperity, value, self-worth, inner power, magnetism, drive, focus, consistency, vision, clarity, future, now faith, patience, unstoppable, relentless, strong, calm, inner strength, power, purposeful, direction, success mindset, self-discipline, manifestation, attraction, pull, flow, ease, balance, aligned, inspired, freedom, liberation, joy, happiness, fulfillment, peace, calm, confidence, strength, stability, healing, trust, love, hope, faith, courage, grit, tenacity, desire, passion, fire, spark, light, shine, glow, clarity, breakthrough, release, rise, inspire, empower, transform, create, build, lead, impact, influence, vision, hope, momentum, determination, spirit, willpower, persistence, dreams, destiny, purpose, fulfill, success, growth, abundance, prosperity, thrive, elevate, peak, summit, balance, flow, harmony, drive, hunger, relentless, unstoppable, overcome, break, win, victory, champion, leader, king, queen, empire, legacy, greatness, inner peace, joyful, calmness, elevation, higher self, soul, spirit, magnetic, attractive, pull, energy, alignment, focused, consistent, determined, faithful, fearless, brave, stronger, limitless. That's it, the thought of foes. Money, rich, wealth, prosper, fortune, gold, diamond, treasure, flow, abundance, assets, value, growth, revenue, income, passive, freedom, millionaire, billionaire, cash flow, opportunity, success, business, enterprise, legacy, lifestyle, time, riches, prosperity, investments, return, stability, growth, expansion, net worth, cash, wealthy, mindset, rich, mind, opportunity, magnet, attract, flow, energy, exchange, value-driven, service, purpose, abundant, plenty, overflow, multiply, richer, prosperous, secure, strong, expansion, potential, earn, build, create, invest, legacy, empire, greatness, flowing, infinite, endless, opportunity, assets, ownership, control, financial, independent, freedom, leverage, power, growth, scaling, elevation, clarity, mind, mindset, vision, abundance, mind, self-worth, richness, attract, pull, mindset, focus, discipline, habits, rituals, morning, energy, flow, calm, meditation, visualization, law, attraction, manifest, power, clarity, intentions, thoughts, belief, faith, confidence, direction, consistency, practice, patience, persistence, resilience, grit, tenacity, unstoppable, strong, determined, relentless, brave, courage, fearless, positive, growth, vision, focused, inner power, self-control, self-discipline, mind control, mindful, present, now calmness, stillness, silence, awareness, conscious, subconscious, reprogram, rewire, reset, breakthrough, transformation, inner shift, higher self, spirit, soul, harmony, balance, flow, aligned, vibrations, energy, frequency, magnetic, attraction, manifestation, visualization, imagination, creativity, intuition, insight, wisdom, knowledge, learning, skills, mastery, discipline, drive, hunger, fire, spark, motivation, inspiration, focus, take, act, do, start, begin, move, build, create, grow, rise, elevate, lift, push, pull, flow, shift, change, break, smash, crush, win, dominate, lead, inspire, influence, motivate, teach, learn, guide, mentor, coach, serve, help, support, empower, transform, ignite, spark, drive, charge, accelerate, expand, multiply, leverage, strengthen, improve, upgrade, reprogram, reset, focus, aim, target, vision, align, attract, manifest, pull, magnetize, radiate, glow, shine, elevate, thrive, build, empower, inspire, influence, rise, victory, champion, leader, hero, legend, greatness, empire, legacy, monument, milestone, journey, path, step, road, direction, blueprint, map, strategy, system, structure, framework, process, formula, method, secrets, keys, unlock, open, door, opportunity, gate, access, entry, bridge, connection, flow, ease, balance, harmony, attraction. I've often wondered, and maybe you've asked yourself the same thing, why is it that some people seem to attract success so effortlessly, while others spend years, sometimes their whole lives, chasing it and never quite catching up? It almost looks unfair, doesn't it? Some people just walk into a room and opportunities seem to gravitate toward them, while others are always on the run, chasing, begging, hoping, and yet they come up short. The truth is, success is not something you run after. It's not like a dog you chase down the street, hoping one day you'll corner it and hold on tight. Success is like a magnet. It's something you attract by the person you become. That's the secret. So many people miss. They're running, they're hustling, they're working their fingers to the bone. But if they're not developing themselves, if they're not changing their mindset, if they're not becoming someone worthy of success, then success has no reason to show up. Think about it this way. If success came knocking at your door today, would it find you prepared? Would it find you disciplined? Would it find you ready to take responsibility for what it's about to hand you? That's the real question. Most people want success, but very few are prepared to handle it. That's why it slips through their fingers. Now, here's the contrast. Chasing success feels like running on a treadmill. You're sweating, you're working hard, but when you look around, you realize you haven't really moved. You're in the same place, only more exhausted. Attracting success, on the other hand, feels like standing still while everything you want begins to move toward you. But it doesn't come because you waited, it comes because you prepared yourself in such a way that success couldn't resist finding you. I'll tell you what changes the game. It's personal development. It's deciding that if you want more, you must become more. Success doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to preparation, discipline, value creation, and a certain mindset. You can't chase success by saying, I want money, I want freedom, I want recognition. No, the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. So the real work isn't out there, it's in here. It's in the way you think, the way you carry yourself, the way you discipline your habits. The hidden law is that success is attracted to people who create value, who develop strength of character, who have vision, who walk with confidence. You can tell when someone has put in that kind of work. They don't even have to brag about it. It's in their tone, their energy, their presence, and suddenly doors open. People listen, opportunities appear, and resources flow. You see, money is attracted to value. People are attracted to confidence. Opportunities are attracted to preparation. And all of that comes from what you build inside yourself. That's why you can put two people in the same situation. One will struggle and fail, while the other thrives. It's not the situation. It's the person. Now don't get me wrong. I believe in hard work. But there's a difference between working hard and working right. Working hard without growth is like pumping water into a bucket full of holes. No matter how much you put in, it keeps leaking out. Working right means fixing the holes first. That's the inner work. That's what makes success stick when it arrives. So what should you do? You start with your mindset. Stop saying, "I'll work on myself when I make it." That's backwards. You work on yourself first, and then success has no choice but to come. You start developing new skills. You learn discipline. You take care of your health. You feed your mind with good books and good thoughts. You choose your environment wisely, because the people around you are either adding to your magnet or weakening it. The more you do this, the stronger your attraction becomes. Success doesn't just happen overnight, but slowly, you notice that things are getting easier. People start calling you instead of you chasing them. Doors you didn't even know existed begin to open. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach now land in your lap. And here's the beauty of it. Once you understand that success is attracted, not pursued, the pressure comes off. You don't have to run so frantically anymore. You just have to grow. You have to stay consistent, stay disciplined, stay valuable. And when you do, success comes quietly, like a friend who's been waiting outside your door all along, just waiting for you to be ready. So don't spend your life chasing. Instead, spend your life becoming. Because when you become the right kind of person, you'll look around one day and realize you didn't have to chase success at all. Success has been chasing you. Society keeps telling us the same story over and over again. Work harder, chase more goals, hustle endlessly. From the time we're young, we're taught that if you just grind long enough, sacrifice enough sleep, push hard enough, eventually you'll break through. But have you noticed what usually happens? People chase so relentlessly that they end up exhausted, drained, and burned out. They confuse motion with progress, and by the time they stop to look around, they realize they've been running in circles. The truth is, success doesn't come from endless chasing. Chasing puts you in a state of lack. It keeps reminding you of what you don't have. And when you focus too much on what you don't have, you end up pushing it further away. Burnout becomes the reward for all that chasing, not success. Here's the real shift. Success is magnetic. It doesn't need to be chased down like prey. It needs to be attracted, and attraction doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you change who you are, how you think, and the value you bring. When you become the kind of person who is disciplined, focused, and valuable, success starts moving toward you without force. So instead of running after success, start becoming someone success cannot resist. When you grow your mindset, sharpen your skills, and carry yourself with clarity and purpose, opportunities will find you. That's when you discover the hidden law. Success is not about chasing. It's about attracting. Mindset is where it all begins. If you think in terms of scarcity, always worrying there isn't enough, always fearing someone else is taking what could be yours, you'll live in a constant state of lack. But when you think abundance, when you believe there's more than enough opportunity, more than enough wealth, more than enough room for everyone to grow, then you open the door for success to flow into your life. Abundance thinking is attractive. Scarcity pushes things away. Habits are the next piece. You can dream big, you can set goals. But if your daily actions don't align with your vision, you'll always feel stuck. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. The little routines, the disciplines, the choices you make every single day, that's what shapes the person you become, and that's what success responds to. Then there's energy. Your emotional state attracts experiences like a magnet. If you're frustrated, bitter, and negative, you'll notice more reasons to stay stuck. But if you stay grateful, hopeful, and enthusiastic, you'll start seeing doors open that you never noticed before. Energy is contagious. What you send out into the world always comes back. Value creation is the secret many people miss. Success flows toward the person who solves problems, not the person who complains about them. If you want to attract opportunities, focus on making yourself valuable, serve others, offer solutions. Make life better for the people around you. The more value you create, the more success you attract. It's that simple. And finally, environment. You cannot grow in toxic soil. Surround yourself with growth-driven people, people who challenge you, people who inspire you, people who lift you higher. Your environment either pulls you down or pulls you forward. And if you want to attract success, you need to be around those who are also striving for it. Remember, you don't rise alone. You rise with the company you keep. Practice visualization and get clear on your goals. See them in your mind, as if they've already happened. The clearer you make the picture, the stronger the pull becomes. Your mind starts to believe it. And when your mind believes, your actions follow. Without clarity, you drift. With clarity, you attract. Build habits that align with your values. It's not enough to set goals. You need daily actions that prove what matters to you. If honesty is your value, then practice honesty in the small things. If growth is your value, then make learning a daily routine. When your habits match your values, you become authentic. And authenticity has a way of pulling success closer. Stay consistent and patient. Most people quit too soon because they don't see immediate results. But success is a slow magnet. It takes time to build its pull. Consistency compounds. Each small step, repeated over time, turns into momentum. And momentum is what draws opportunities in your direction. Serve others and create value first. The secret of attracting success is not in asking, "What can I get?" but in asking, "What can I give?" When you make yourself useful to others, when you solve problems, when you ease burdens, people can't help but come toward you. And with people come opportunities, relationships, and growth. Detach from chasing and let success flow. Chasing creates tension, and tension pushes things away. Attraction works when you do the work. Then release the pressure to force outcomes. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Do your part, stay aligned, and watch as success begins to move toward you naturally, almost effortlessly. There are countless stories of people who shifted their mindset and suddenly found themselves attracting opportunities they never imagined. Take the young man who once believed he'd never get out of debt. He was always chasing quick money, odd jobs, shortcuts, anything that looked like a fast fix. But one day he made a shift. Instead of asking, "How can I get money?" he started asking, "How can I make myself more valuable?" He began reading, learning skills, developing discipline. Within a few years, doors opened that had always been closed to him. Better jobs came, partnerships appeared, and opportunities seemed to find him. Nothing around him had changed. He had changed. Think of the student who struggled in school. Never the top of the class. Always told she wasn't smart enough. She could have chased approval forever. But instead, she worked on her confidence, shifted her mindset, and chose to focus on the skills she loved. She developed clarity. And in time, she built a career around her strengths. Today, she's thriving, not because she chased validation, but because she became someone opportunities wanted to work with. And if you look at famous personalities, the pattern is the same. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Her early life was filled with hardship and obstacles. Yet she shifted her mindset from limitation to possibility. She didn't just chase success in television. She became a person of value, someone who could inspire, connect, and uplift. The result, success flowed to her. Or think about Elon Musk. He didn't chase the idea of wealth directly. Instead, he focused on solving problems: energy, transportation, space exploration. By serving through innovation, he attracted investment, talent, and global attention. Success became a byproduct of the value he created. Even someone like Steve Jobs proved this principle. He wasn't just chasing money or recognition. He was obsessed with creativity, design, and excellence. That inner commitment transformed him into someone whose vision attracted some of the greatest minds in technology. The lesson is clear. Ordinary people, famous leaders, innovators, creators, they all prove the same law. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by shifting your mindset, growing your confidence, and making yourself valuable. When you do that, you won't have to go looking for opportunities. Opportunities will come looking for you.